Okay, I'm back for the second part of pre-workouts. So what about the extras? What about the bonuses? What about the caffeinated ones? What about the ones that need nitric oxide to give you that pump? Well, here's the take on that, and including carbohydrates. So if you have a pre-workout and anybody taking anything for fuel, for energy, it should have carbs. Carbs are not going to make you fat. Okay, I'm just going to tell you that now. You can spare your carbs if you have a certain amount of carbs and you're trying to go into caloric deficit. Save those carbs for before and after a workout. Okay, that's what's going to give you energy and refuel you after the workout, kind of help rebuild some of these muscles. So, in the sense of carbs, those carbohydrates should come from dextrose sugars. Dextrose sugars are what makes a lot of the jelly candies, such as one of my favorites, gummy bears, pixie sticks, gummy worms. These are some of the best kind of carbs. If you want to eat carbs with your pre-workout, the other one is going to be like Driven Nutrition has one called Glyco Drive. This is just dextrose sugars. In one scoop would have about 27 grams of carbs, fast absorbing carbs. You can add to your pre-workout if your pre-workout doesn't have any carbs, or you can eat a fast absorbing high glycemic carb, such as some fruits, some white grains. Those will help give you energy. They don't sit in the stomach long. Stay away from fats. It sits in the stomach too long. All right. What else? Other things that your pre-workout can have but don't need to have. A stimulant such as caffeine. Now remember, 95 milligrams of caffeine is in 1 cup of coffee. When you're looking at these pre-workouts that have over 300 milligrams of caffeine, 3 cups of coffee. It only takes 25 milligrams of caffeine to disrupt your sleep. And sleep is the most important thing for muscle repair, muscle recovery, weight loss. Okay. So when you're taking these pre-workouts in the evening and it's not too far away from bedtime, be wary of that because that caffeine has a half-life, and half-life can be anywhere from 3 to 9 hours. Now, you can opt to take a non-stimulant pre-workout and then just add caffeine as needed, which is something I do. And NutriKey also has a caffeine pill. Each pill has about, let me see, I'm getting old right here, 200 milligrams, so about 2 cups of coffee, 2.5 cups of coffee per pill. Pop one with your non-stimulant pre-workout. That's going to give you that jolt, that boost, that feeling of having a high energy. I do not recommend taking caffeine when you're doing a high intense workout, such as CrossFit, Orange Theory, such as any kind of interval style workout that's going to spike up that heart rate. This is already spiking up your heart rate. You don't need to add that to a workout that's going to spike up your heart rate even more. It's just a dose for disaster. Okay, you're better off taking a non-stimulant one, or take the stimulant when you're going to do just basic weight training, powerlifting, for strength, or for physique building. Okay. And then we're talking about nitric oxide, the stuff that gives you that pump, that opens up these blood vessels, that gives a lot more blood rush into the system. This stuff, you want to produce, it's arginine, but arginine by itself doesn't work. So you want to take a supplement known as citrulline malate. Okay, citrulline malate, you can buy it by itself. When you absorb it in the system, and it's about 6 grams of citrulline malate. That's another thing that your pre-workout can have. Doesn't need to have it. Not at all. Citrulline malate, 6 grams of it. When you absorb it, it converts and it allows your body to produce arginine. Arginine is what helps produce nitric oxide, which opens up these blood vessels and gives you that nice muscle pump feeling when you're working out. Again, these are options that pre-workouts do not need to have that you can have. 3 options that you do not need in a pre-workout, but you can have. Dextrose sugars for carbs, caffeine for stimulant, and citrulline malate for the nitric oxide pump.